Welcome back to the Health Longevity Secret Show with your host, Dr. Robert Lufkin. His new book, titled Lies I Taught in Medical School, is now the #1 best-selling book on all of Amazon. And now please enjoy this week's episode, where we explore the health benefits of fasting with Josh Duhamel.
Can fasting be the key to unlocking a healthier and longer life? Join Josh Duhamel and I as we explore this compelling question and delve into the transformative benefits of a 72-hour fast. Josh is an actor known for his performances in films such as Shotgun Wedding and the Buddy Games franchise, among others. But what you may not know is that he is also a longtime health and longevity enthusiast and is very knowledgeable about the latest developments in this important space. In this episode, we catch Josh in the middle of his first 72-hour fast and get to share in his personal experiences with extended fasting. We discuss how profound impacts of ketosis and autophagy are on our bodies. We also highlight the importance of community and peer support in overcoming moments of temptation when we're on a fast, ensuring that we stay motivated throughout the fasting journey. We don't stop at just the physical benefits. We dive into the psychological and social aspects as well, from the clarity and energy boost during the fast to the anticipation of that first meal post-fast. You'll gain a comprehensive understanding of what to expect. We also discuss common concerns about muscle loss and the potential for healthier eating habits post-fast. Now that you've already gone through the 72 hours, you might as well up your game with your regular nutrition. So finally, to top it off, we discuss our plans for co-hosting a fasting event in the fall where we can all share in the experience of fasting together. It will be aimed at raising awareness about fasting's health benefits and emphasizing the power of community in making positive lifestyle changes. Stay tuned for later updates about that, as well as a new health longevity company that Josh and I will be announcing soon. So tune in and you might just find yourself inspired to join us on this transformative health journey. This episode is sponsored by Cyfox Health. One of the most common questions I get asked is which blood tests I check myself on a regular basis. Well, I check 17 biomarkers, but the secret is I'm able to do everything from the convenience of my home. I collect the sample with just a simple finger stick like this. You don't need to be a doctor to do it. Then I just mail it in and wait for the results. Cyfox Health makes it possible. Use the link below to get 15% off. This episode is brought to you by L-Nutra, maker of the Prolong fasting mimicking diet. If you'd like to try it, use the link in the show notes for 20% off. And now, please enjoy this week's episode.
All right, Dr. Lufkin, I told you last night that I am on my first 72-hour fast. And it is, last night I was at about, about 27, 28 hours, and I was really, really feeling it. I was so hungry. And they always told me that, after at about the halfway point, 36, 38 hours, it gets easier. You fall into like this hyper-focused zone. So I called you because they wanted to find out like what exactly was going on, and was I doing the right things, and what can I eat? Anything? Can I drink anything besides water or coffee?
Oh yeah, well, Josh, I'm so excited you're doing this because I mean, in my mind, I think fasting is one of the most powerful tools in our lifestyle toolkit to begin our journey for health and longevity. It's a great. Nutrition is a powerful tool, and this is something we all get to do. We don't have to change what we eat at all. You can keep eating the same things. You just change when you eat and space it out like you're doing. So, man, I'm so excited for you, brother. You're doing this. This is great, and we can all share in the experience with you.
You know what we should do? You know what we should do is when we launch the company, we should do this and have everybody join us. Anybody who's willing to try it to join us, and sort of a giant support group that sort of urges each other on. And because my buddies and I right now have, I think there's 5 of us. It's me, Bob, Chad, Corey, and John Walland. And Chad Schmidt. So we have this group. It's like, come on, guys, we can do it. Just keep pushing. I'm like, I can't go anywhere. I'm going to eat my hand.
Yeah, it's harder to fall off the wagon when you've got peer pressure and everything. Just doing it myself, it's like, okay, maybe I won't go the full 72 hours, but if I've got my buddies doing it, or my tribe on social media or whatever, then it's empowering for all of us. That's so great you're doing that. Yeah. So how's it feeling? What do you? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, what exactly is happening in my body right now? So I'm a little over halfway. I'm probably at 38, maybe 39 hours at this point. Sound about right? Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I love the quote about fasting. My buddy Jason Fung, who's like the fasting guru, he has a great quote about fasting. He said, "There's one thing that all the religions of the world agree on, whether it's Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Hindu traditions, all of them." And they agree that fasting is healthy. and it has a long history.
Is it a reset for your organs? Does it kill potential carcinogenic cells? Why is it so good for me?
Well, a couple of things. One, every time we put food in our mouth and, foreign matter, which food is, into our digestive system, it triggers a natural response of our body, which is inflammation, which protects us from foreign matter. So inflammation being turned on all the time, chronic inflammation, is one of the drivers for aging and most of the chronic diseases. So anything we can do to turn down inflammation is good. So if we snack literally all the time and have food in our digestive system all the time, then inflammation is turned on all the time. So the first thing fasting does, it gives our gut a rest. It gives our gut a break from constantly digesting food and having food in there. So the first thing it does, it turns down inflammation that way. The second thing it does, which is really fascinating, is normally our body runs on glucose and runs on glycogen that's stored in glucose, which is from sugar and carbohydrates. When we stop eating and we don't have any glucose coming in our diet or anything in our diet, we naturally burn up our stores of glucose, which is first in the form of glycogen in our muscles, and that takes about 12 hours. So after 12 hours, we burn through that. Then what happens is we start burning our fat for energy, which is normal, healthy thing to do. It also, and that allows us to enter a type of metabolism called ketosis, which is very, very healthy. And this ketosis turns a metabolic switch that begins to activate repair mechanisms called autophagy and has many other benefits. And those are the two things that fasting really drive, these repair mechanisms that turn down inflammation, give our body a little bit of a rest and a reset. But yeah, so there are a lot of benefits from it. I mean, how are you feeling? Do you feel any different now? Your mental levels or your sharpness or anything?
Well, you mentioned to me last night that at a certain point I wasn't going to feel as hungry, and I don't feel as hungry today. I did have some coffee this morning. I accidentally, by the way, we were rehearsing on the stage in there, and they're doing this big line dance thing, and on the bar were some pretzels, and I just absentmindedly reached out and threw a couple pretzels, and I was like, no, I can't eat that. So I did in full transparency, I did eat a pretzel this morning, but I do feel good. I feel like I'm very sharp. I feel like I'm in a good mood. I don't feel lethargic or tired. But you mentioned to me last night something, it goes all the way back to the hunters and gatherers. Explain that to me again.
Yeah. There's one school of thought about fasting, which I find fascinating, and it makes sense to me a little bit, is that if you think about our ancestors, before 12,000 years ago when the agricultural revolution came, but before that, for the, hundreds of thousands of years or more before that, as humans, we didn't have agriculture. We were hunter-gatherers. So typically hunter-gatherers, they get a prey, they hunt, they get something they eat, and then they go for a while while they're hunting again, and maybe they're not eating. So it's sort of naturally intervals of fasting and eating and fasting and eating. So there's this theory about fasting that, and if you think about it, it makes sense that when you're fasting, when you're hunting, you want to be sharp mentally, you want to have good vision, you want to have good hearing, you want to be at the top of your game, because if you don't survive, you don't pass on the genes. So basically, we were selected for, when we're fasting, to be very sharp, have extra energy, mental acuity, and all these things, so that we can survive and find the game. And when you think about it,
Right.
when you're eating, I mean, I notice it. I sort of get brain fog when I eat. I'm full. I'm sitting around digesting. I'm not at my sharpest. I'm not at the top of my game. But it makes sense evolutionarily that fasting is actually going to turn up the A player in us all,
Right.
because we needed it to survive. All our
Yeah.
ancestors were selected for that.
I mean, that actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
If you're not sharp and on top of your game, you don't eat. If you don't eat, you don't live. And if you don't live, you don't pass on the genes to the next generation.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I like when I take breaks from eating, because I feel like I'm a little bit sharper. Like during the day, I'll skip a couple meals even usually, and I feel like I'm sharper. But yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good.
One question people always ask is, so you're doing, just to be clear, you're doing like a water only fast, right? So what have you been drinking, and what can people eat on this fast?
Okay. So Bob, he's the tyrant who's sort of leading the crew on this thing. He says water only. He doesn't drink coffee. He doesn't drink anything other than waters. So I've just done some research. That's why I called you last night. A couple of my other friends who do this, said that you should take in electrolytes. You should take in, coffee's okay. Some people say like beef broth. I haven't done that yet. So mostly what I've done is coffee, tea, water. That's it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm not as orthodox as Bob on it with the water only. So I drink coffee, as long as it doesn't have sugar or milk in it, no calories. So the thing I want to avoid is calories. I don't want to kick my metabolism out of ketosis or out of that fasted state. So anything, carbonated water, but no sugar. And I don't even, use sugar substitutes really. Just keep it that way. But it seems, it seems to be okay. Yeah. So how much longer do you have? What's your target endpoint on this one?
Tomorrow night, I'll be done around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm over halfway, feeling okay. I'll let you know tonight how I'm feeling.
Okay.
But if these guys are going to do it, I'm going to do it, because I'm not going to, bear the weight of these guys talking smack to me years. So I have to finish, or you're gonna let me hear it.
Yeah, the peer pressure is a strong influence. What are you gonna do after you get done? What's your meal gonna look like?
I don't know. I mean, I want to just go eat pizza and everything that I can get my hands on. Is there a way to ease your way back in?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to pig out too much, and you want to take advantage of the health benefits and do something. So when I do it, I try and select something healthy, which for me is, low carb, low sugar, get rid of the seed oils and get rid of the grains. So it's kind of a metabolically healthy diet. So I flow right into that. But the great thing about fasting is, once you've gone 72 hours without eating anything you put in your mouth after that is going to be delicious. So you could have kale by itself and you'll love it. So you could pick a bunch of healthy things, and trust me, they will be the best food you've ever eaten in 72 hours at least.
Yeah, well, that's true. Um, my worry right now is I don't want to lose too much muscle. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I've been trying to put muscle back on, and my biggest fear of this is I know it's going to burn fat, but I also don't want to lose too much muscle. Is there a chance of that with this?
Yeah, for these relatively short fasts like this, it's not a problem usually. In most cases, you don't really start metabolizing the muscle. So I think you're safe on that, especially if you continue, you can continue to exercise even during your fast and after your fast, but take a look at it and let me know. Yeah, we can look at your weight too during the fast,
Yeah.
and some of that's going to be water and other things, so it's hard to detect subtle differences in muscle mass over a couple days like that, but we can check it out. And I love your idea about trying this again in a couple months and inviting all our audiences to join us, and we can do it as even more peer pressure for all of us.
I mean, even my little group that I have with me now is helping a lot because we keep sort of cheering each other on. So I think it'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
It's not for the weak of heart though. It is a real commitment, but it's 72 hours, and everybody who tells me it's a total reset and it makes you feel. I mean, I'm feeling great right now, and I haven't eaten for a day and a half. So I tend to want to believe that it's going to be actually good for the mind and the body.
What have you learned from this? Like what were the secrets that got you through this, or is there anything that you're feeling now that you didn't expect to be feeling from this process? What's it like from the inside?
Well, I thought that I was going to be a lot hungrier at this point. The hardest part clearly is the first 24 hours, because last night I wanted to eat my hand. I really did. But this morning I woke up and I don't feel crazy hungry. I wanted to get coffee right away, just to get something in my system. But yeah, feeling clear, feeling in a really good mood. Wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I'm also very much looking forward to that first meal.
Yeah, and that's one of the benefits too. When your body switches out of glucose burning and you burn up the glycogen and you switch into the ketosis, like we were talking about yesterday, one of the effects of ketosis is the appetite drops down. So it's actually gets a little bit easier, as you're going through it. That's what most people experience, and also it's an added benefit there.
Okay.
Are you guys all going to get together and celebrate? Are you at remote locations?
No, they're all in Minnesota, Arizona. Minnesota and Arizona. So no, I'm in New Mexico. So we'll all maybe get a Zoom session and just pig out together. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, I really want to applaud you, Josh, for I know you're really taking a deep dive about health and longevity and becoming an expert in your own right in this space. So I applaud you for sharing this experience and giving everybody else the benefit of teaching them about fasting. So this is really wonderful, to your credit.
Hey, I can't talk about it unless I've actually done it. So here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the next time we do it, we can add the continuous glucose monitors and do some kind of in-depth monitoring and involve everybody in it. And I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I do too. Let's plan on I don't know, let's say like October. How's that? Sometime in October.
Yeah, we can set it up, and we could even get sponsors for charity or something to do it, and just raise awareness about fasting and kind of really get it out there, the health benefits, because it's gonna change people's lives. It really will. Yeah.
I love it. Good idea.
Yeah.
I gotta run, Dr. Love.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Great, brother. All right. Talk to you soon, man. See ya.
All right. Later, brother.
Bye. If you are enjoying this program, please hit that subscribe button, or even better, leave a review. Your support makes it possible for us to create the quality programming that we're continually striving for.
Can I start? Is it recording?
It's already recording.
Oh, sorry. This is for general information and educational purposes only, and it's not intended to constitute a substitute for medical advice or counseling. The practice of medicine or the provision of healthcare, diagnosis, or treatment, or the creation of a physician-patient or clinical relationship. The use of this information is at their own user's risk. If you find this to be on the value, please hit that like button to subscribe to support the work that we do on this channel. And we take your suggestions and advice very seriously, so please let us know what you'd like to see on this channel. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time. You should say that.
That's good. I think that's very good. You like it? You want to do it one more time, or is that good? I think that was good.
Yes. You need to save the recording.
All right.